Good evening, everybody. This is the Tenacious Baseball League, version 2.0, the 2016 season. I am Tenacious Earl, and I will be your host tonight for Game 2 of a series between the New York Mets and the Baltimore Orioles. Through the previous game that we played, which was between the Blue Jays and Tigers, as you can see, the Tigers won that game, and so they moved up to 2-3. They were at 1-3 before that, and Toronto 2-2. So these are the updated standings. Pittsburgh on top 4-0. Marlins at 3-1, and they're playing Oakland. Actually, they played Oakland in this game day as well, and they were victorious. So they should have they may have a chance to catch Pittsburgh depending on how the Pirates fare against the Yankees in their second and third games. But as you can see here, Baltimore's at 2-2 and the Mets at 1-3. So let's move back to here. And hi, Mark Russell. Good evening. So let's flip this guy over here. And hi, Tribe fan. Give you a chance to look at this. One moment as I check and make sure what's up with my... That's what I call there a preemptive strike, setting him up so that everything's fine. So, let's get this show on the road here. I got to turn this on. A warm day here in the Delaware Valley. Since I just set up my kid with something on demand, it's going to drop my bandwidth a bit here until it gets loaded up. But, alright, so we got Mike Wright starting for the Orioles and Matt Harvey for the Mets. And what that means is I just got to switch these cards around. Alright, let's get going here. Tired. I've been in classes all week for first responder training. So, and then we went to a place called Mission Barbecue, which is a newer type restaurant tonight for dinner. It was very good. It's kind of I'd say a fast food place, but for barbecue, which is pretty good. So we're in Baltimore here, and it's a night game in May, so we will roll the orange. Let me show you here. We're giving it a good roll, and it's a 10, so that should be in the average range, which it is. So the singles will be 8 and 8 for left and right, respectively. Lefty will have a 13, slight advantage. 10 for righties. So let's get the show, as they say proverbially, on the road. And how about if I just zoom this in a little bit more here? So I think that will work out pretty well. How does this look? Very good. Okay, so hi, Juan. Issue with the people at APBA. Okay. Well, yeah, I would hope that they would be better as far as customer service, but not every place can be like that, I guess. So, I guess when you feel like you have a good enough game, then you don't have to honor your those who are patrons of your product. So, all right. So the Mets, they do have some changes that were necessary. Conforto, Travis d'Arnaud, and let's see. Oh, and Neil Walker all needed to be rested for this game, so it's giving Wilmer Flores, Alejandro De Aza, and Kevin Plawecki opportunities to start. I don't know if you can see the averages here, but I tried to fill them in. So it's Granderson, Flores, Cabrera, Cespedes, Duda, Wright, De Aza, Plawecki, and Harvey. So against Mike Wright, he will be a -5 hold and a 1 injury. So 612 is an injury roll for him, and he is very good at holding runners close. So and 2 righties on the mound, so we will be using the right side of the hitter's cards. So Curtis Granderson, he gets us started here, and he draws a walk to start the game. That's a nice way to start for them Mets. Wilmer Flores, runner at first. They're not going to hold him with such a good hold rating from the pitcher-catcher combo. And that is going to be a single to right. Squirts through, and Granderson, he is going to make a run for third base. Let's see, a 0 arm. They're going to let him cruise in there without a throw. So first and third, nobody out. Asdrubal Cabrera, he's batting .267. Flores adds to his .400 batting average so far in the young season. And another single to right. That's going to score a run. Flores, he will stop. He's not as quick of a runner as Granderson, but RBI for Cabrera. First and second, and still nobody out. 1-0. Bring up Cespedes, batting .308. And that is some more good news there for Mets fans. 1-9 double. It'll be a single, but that will score Flores from second base. 2-0 right out of the gate, and all off of hitter's cards, I believe. I don't think we have had a pitcher card roll yet. Hi, Al. So, first and third again. Still nobody out, and here is Lucas Duda. Let's see. Lefty. And a diving Jonathan Scope. Can he get this one? No, he does not. That is a 2. That is another single. And that scores Cabrera, and it is 3-0. Mike Wright with a rough go of it to start here. Now he'll face his namesake, at least as far as the surname goes. So first and second, still no outs. David Wright. And there is a walk. And things just keep getting worse for the Orioles. That will bring up Alejandro De Aza. This is his second at bat of the season. Bases are loaded. They're going to play with the infield back. They want to turn 2 here. And that one is long, and that one is gone. A grand slam for Alejandro De Aza. And this game is all of a sudden in a major crap storm for the Orioles. They've got 7 batters come to the plate and 7 runs have scored. It is 7-0, and they have yet to record an out. So, base is clear. This is not the way you want to start a game. You're recording here. Plawecki. And let's see, can they record an out here? Yes, that's a pop out to third base. That's 1 out. A long ride there for Mr. Mike Wright. Boy. And he's lost his stuff too, so we have to we're going to keep going with him, but we have to remember that. Pitcher's card number 2 for Matt Harvey strikes out. And I'm going to start putting it up here. This is the way that I do innings that are hit around innings for Curtis Granderson. And there is a walk. And Wilmer Flores, boy, they just love to get out of this inning right now. And that's going to be a ground ball. Actually, no, that'll be a fly ball to left, and that will get them out of the inning. 7 runs on 5 hits. Mike Wright getting shellacked. He was shellacked before he got a guy out. And so he is, as of right now, he is considered tired. Or not tired, but he doesn't have his stuff. And so, I mean, I'm going to keep using him because it's going to tear apart Baltimore's. But see, this strikeout here and this strikeout here, if he gets either of those are singles now. So, and Tribe Fan also points out that he's tired. Not sure he's tired. He didn't bring his stuff today. I think that's the way they term it. But it's the same effect. That dot becomes a single. So Matt Harvey, he could potentially cruise in this game if he's already got a 7-0 lead. His team punches it through from the 1-yard line and puts up the extra point, even though it is a longer one. So J.J. Hardy, and this is a pretty full-fledged lineup here from the Orioles. Hardy, Kim, Machado, Trumbo, Davis, Jones, Wieters, Scope, and the pitcher. It was Scope and was it Scope? It was number 5. So it was Scope and Trumbo, and both of those guys were allowed to play without rest based on their plate appearances. So we'll see if the Orioles can make something happen here at home. J.J. Hardy batting .200 to start this season. And Matt Harvey is a 5, so a 6-8 is an injury roll for him. And again, I'm going to be using an adjusted, and that is a strikeout, by the way. That's 1 out. Going to be using an adjusted method for injuries. Hyun-Soo Kim, and he gets a single with 1 out. Got to start somewhere if you're them Orioles. Manny Machado. And that is another single. That's through to center field. And he's going to hold up at second. Not a very good runner, and Cespedes has a hell of an arm. So, first and second, 1 out. And they're hoping that Trumbo doesn't hit into that double play, but we'll see. And that's a walk And so bases are loaded, 1 out for Chris Davis, and Matt Harvey all of the sudden into trouble here a bit. They're going to play infield back, looking for 2. And here is Chris Davis. And that will score a run. That'll be to Wilmer Flores. He is able to just barely get the out at first. Tough play. Not much speed there, but Davis is almost able to turn that into a single. But instead, that will score the run. Now 7-1. Runners at second and third, and here's Adam Jones. And there's a 1 on the D20, so we got to look at wild pitches. 1-9 would score another run. It's a 10, so the Mets catch a break there. Here's Adam Jones. Ballpark single chance. 1-8. And it's an 18. That'll be a line out to short. And they're through the first. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 left. Good play there by Plawecki to block the ball in the dirt. So we'll see if keeping Wright in the game here is a problem or not. So what I do here is I'm going to just keep going here in the 2 column, since I don't want to shift everything too much. Cabrera, and he's batting from the left. That's going to be a ground ball to Scope. Tough play for Scope, but he's able to get to it, and 14 on an E8, and he makes the play for the out. Yoenis Cespedes. Oh boy, Mike Wright gives up a big hit here. At least a double, and that's exactly what it is. 2 for 2 for Cespedes. Single double. Brings up Duda. 1 away. And that might sneak by second baseman. What about a roll here? Let's take a look and see. No, it does not. That'll be a line out. Diving play by Scope. That may save a run there. We'll see. David Wright, 2 outs. He walked in his first at bat. Ground ball to short. Tough play there for J.J. Hardy, but and let's see, a runner at second, and where they hold him on with 2 outs, they wouldn't be holding him on. So 2E8, 2 and a 5. If they had been holding him on, that would have been a single, but they aren't, so that is a grounder, and then 10 is an out, so if you add those up. So he makes the play. That will end the inning. Cespedes, not the greatest of steal threats, and especially with 2 outs, he has no intentions of stealing third there, I don't think. All right, no runs and a hit. Mike Wright survives. None of the dots yet, and so we'll see here. If I bring him out, it would be because I decided that I wanted to pinch hit for him here. Wieters, and that's a fly ball to left. That's a tough roll, boy. That one way or the other, that's pretty good. Instead, that'll be the first out. Scope. It's a ground ball to short. So a ranging play here for Asdrubal Cabrera, 3E8, and he's going to make the play, I believe. Oh yeah. So 2 outs. We're going to stick with Mike Wright here. It's a little, you might say that it's a little, it's definitely a chance that I'm taking here. 2-6 is a strikeout. 1-2-3. Harvey. Hi Ryan, how am I doing? So far so good. I wish this game hadn't gotten out of hand so quickly, but then again, this is Camden Yards, so everybody's got a chance maybe to bring it back here. So we're sticking with Mike Wright. He has lost his stuff, or he didn't have his stuff to begin with, really. But we're going to stick with him here and hope he can get through maybe the 3rd or 4th inning. So this is the 3rd inning. 7-1. Mets on top, and they're at bat. Against a lefty, ground ball to Scope. Scope 2E8. And a rare play, but I don't think that's going to make a difference on it's a G2. G2 rare play. Deflects off the pitcher to the fielder. Yeah, so that's going to be a 1-4-5. 1-4-3, I mean. Put out. Plawecki. Against a righty. And, tough day here for Mike Wright. This is at least a single, and it is a double for Plawecki. It's going to give Harvey an opportunity to lay down a bunt, try to, so they're going to play the corners in, and actually he's going to swing away here. 1 on the D20. We have to roll for a wild pitch. 1-5. 12 won't do it. Re-roll the D6s. And that's a fly ball to left field. Double check Harvey. Weak right. So yes. So wait. 5-10. Fly ball to left. B. No advancement from Plawecki, and it's going to be Curtis Granderson. 2 walks for him. 2 outs. Against a lefty. Another grounder to Hardy. They wouldn't be holding on to catcher Plawecki. 2E8 and a 6, but he is an E8, so that's 16, 17, 18. I'm starting to learn that. 12, and they'll get out of the inning there. 6-3. Still no dots. As long as you avoid those, being short of stuff isn't a big deal, but I'll give him one more time through the lineup here. Just got here. You were out golfing? Yeah. Mike Wright was wrong. So hi Larry Harris. Yeah, I wish I'd been out golfing today. I might try to hit the par 3 tomorrow. We'll see. It's supposed to maybe have a chance of a thunderstorm about the time I'd be available to hit it. So J.J. Hardy. Bottom of the 3rd. And Matt Harvey with the 5 injury rating. That is a 6-8. And that is going to be some trouble. At least a single. And that is a 5. If there's a little bit of a glare there, but I don't think you guys have the glare. That is a triple. How is Hardy on triples? No triples. I'm going to say he holds up at second with a double here. But Matt Harvey now, we're going to do my... So this is my chance to start. This is the first time I've used my additional determination. So I'm going to roll the D20. I'm going to roll this D6. 1 or 2 means he must come out immediately. 3 or 4 means he has to come out at the end of the inning. 5, 6, he can stay in, but then he'll, until the manager takes him out, but then he'll be gone for what's on the D20 after the game. So here we go. It's a 3, so he can stay in for the rest of the inning. And 17 means that's a 15-game injury, and he started 17 games, so there's no limits to how much he would have to. So he will finish the inning. And part of me wonders if another part of that rule should be, I'm not going to do it here, but should say that he's weakened or whatever, or lost his stuff at that point. So Hyun-Soo Kim, he singled in the first. Runner at second, nobody out. Against a lefty, fly ball to center, that'll be the first out. I was trying to think there if there's anything else I should do. Manny Machado. Against a righty, 1 to 5 would be a single, and it would put first and third. That's going to be a line out to third base. And now Mark Trumbo. 2 outs. Against a righty. 4-9 fly ball to center, and Matt Harvey gets through that one. But that'll be it for him. He's favoring his leg a bit there, so they're going to have to remove him. They'll get the bullpen up. And it'll be, I think, let me check. I think Logan Verrett is available in this game. Kind of a long, yeah. Now the downside of this is Harvey doesn't have a chance at a decision. Only through the third inning. So I'm going to put him on the discard. Oh, and I need to put this. Going to trivia? Okay. Well, that's cool. A company outing on Monday. I wish I had company outings. I'm going to keep saying I wish everything. So Flores, 1 for 2. We're here in the top of the fourth, 7-1 still. Mets on top. And against a righty, ballpark single. Is it going to get through, or is it going to be a line out? And a 6 means it gets through. That'll be a base hit for Flores. He is 2 for 3. Hot here to start the season. As Drupal Cabrera. Got to check for a wild pitch here. 1 to 5. No wild pitch. We'll re-roll. And we got the same thing, 6-10. Ground ball to third base. Third base is Machado, 1E10. This is got a good chance of being a plain old double play. 13. So that's G1 and 11 on an E10. And that is exactly what it is, 5, 4, 3. So now Cespedes with 2 outs. And that's going to be at least a single. That's exactly what it is, a single. So now Duda with 2 outs. Another 1 on the D20. It's an 11, so no wild pitch. 1-9, and here this could score a run here. It's a double for Duda. Cespedes, he's going to get a head start, and the Orioles are going to try to, and he's going to try to come home, and the Orioles are going to try to throw him out. So if he is safe, Duda will advance to third. So Cespedes was not being held on, so that takes him from a 13 to a 16. That is center field, yes. So -2 from Adam Jones makes it 1 to 14. And the throw. And he is thrown out. We're going to say 8-6-3 or 8-6-2. That will end the inning. So, good play there by J.J. Hardy and cutting that guy off there. And so no runs, and so now we've got to make amends here for Matt Harvey's injury. And so Duda, let's see, what do we got here? They are going to put the pitcher's spot in Duda's spot there. And they will move Eric Campbell in to play at first base. Bottom of the fourth. He's a 4E 11, so a slight improvement in defense, not much. So Verrett -3 +1 -2, so a little better at holding runners. Not that the Orioles are in that good of a shape to be able to start running guys. And Verrett is a 1 injury guy. So let's make the quick adjustment here. Duda will be spared. Campbell goes in, and now we are ready to go. All right. New pitcher for the Mets. He'll get at least 2 innings here, perhaps 3, depending on how he fares. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad. That's one thing that Strat and other tabletop games would be good for, is to give you something to lift your spirits some. If you've ever seen me, I'm not exactly in the shape to go out and, I could go probably whack the softball around or something, but, me lumbering around the base paths, that's a recipe for disaster at this point in my life, so. But I can understand. Juan, we're actually not terribly, let's see. We're actually very close in age, so. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Chris Davis against Verrett. Against the lefty. It's a ground ball to second. Maybe it's Verrett. Probably Verrett. Adam Jones. Got to try and speed this up a little bit here. He's hit by the pitch. So, here comes Matt Wieters. If he could get into one here, that would be a help to these Orioles. He's batting from the left side, and this is a lefty ballpark, 1-13. It is long, and it is gone. That is a home run for Matt Wieters. And that makes it 7-3. 2 runs scored on the ballpark home run. So it's now touchdown versus field goal here. Scope. against a righty, and 4-5. Yeah, 4-5 against a righty. A ground ball to short. 2 outs. Pitcher's card. And let's see. They are going to pinch hit for right at this point. They are going to get Tyler Wilson warming in the bullpen. And they will pinch hit with I'll go with Nolan Reimold here. Tempted fate there for long enough with Wright. It's only a matter of time before he started hitting those dots. So here's Reimold. And he gets a good piece of this one. Does it have enough to get out of here? 1-11. It's long. And it is gone. Reimold pinch hit home run. It's now 7-4. And Logan Verrett giving up some runs here in the 4th inning. And just what seemed to be a comfortable lead now has started to be chipped away at. So here comes J.J. Hardy. 2 outs. And that's a fly ball to right field. And that will be the end of the inning with 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 big home runs. So they will go to the 5th. 7-4. Nice 3 spot for the Orioles. And so sometimes you have to kind of feel that out as a manager. Feel out whether or not it's the right time to pull a guy. Even though he doesn't have his best stuff, sometimes he can, muck it up and try kind of just muddle through. That's exactly what Wright did here. Got to the point where he could, he's not going to get any win or anything, but he at least ate some innings for his team. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for Harvey. And for Mike Wright, he went 4 innings. So that's going to be Tyler Wilson. All right, and Tyler Wilson, he is a 1 injury guy, so we got to watch out for the 6-12 for him. Mike Wright is gone, but that was a nice sub. It was a nice time to pull him out. You got Reimold. That was the magic roll there for the Orioles at this point, at least. David Wright will lead off against Wilson. And 6-7 against a righty. And guess what? That will be a leadoff hit, and it will be a double for David Wright. Deaza, he got a grand slam in his first at bat. Capped off the 7-run first inning there. So here he is, Deaza with the runner at second. And he's going to get a single. It's going to make it first and third unless you get a 19 or a 20 here. Oh boy, and it's just on the edge. That's an 18. So that's a single for Deaza. He's 2 for 3. And already Tyler Wilson is struggling. Brings up Kevin Plawecki. 7-4. Nobody out here. Top of the 5th. Against a righty. Ballpark single chance. 1-8 would score a run. And it's a 3. That is a single. And in comes David Wright. And they get one of those runs back. 8-4 now. That brings up Eric Campbell, his first action at the plate of the game. First and second. Nobody out. They will play. They're playing at double play depth, not expecting any kind of bunt from Campbell here. And he strikes out. Maybe we should have thought about trying to have him lay down a bunt there. Curtis Granderson now. That's to Hardy. This could be a double play ball, 2-8. Let's see, Diaz, are they having to hold him on? That's the question. With one out, Yes, they would be. That's going to make him a 3-8. So let's see what happens here. Because, let's see. Granderson, a lefty. Yep, that'd be the shortstop. So he's a 3-8. He goes from a 2 to 3 because he was responsible for the runner. And a 6. 3 and a 6. That is a base hit, 2 stars. And a 10 means it won't be an error, but that will score Diaza. And another run in. Tyler Wilson just not not having much luck here. Runners first and third, one out. They aren't holding Granderson on. One on the D20. That would have been the second out there if it would have been a pop out, but instead you got to check the 1-4. No wild pitch because it was a 1 on the D20. So Flores, and this time you get a 1, and that's going to be trouble. That is a single. That's going to score another run. That's how the game works sometimes. Another run. It's now, what was it? It was 7, 8. So it's 10-1 or 10-4. Cabrera. What are they going to do? They're going to keep Wilson. How long are they going to keep Wilson in here? Cabrera. Boy, they need innings at this point. Now, let's see. Against a lefty, a walk. Oh, boy. We're getting close to having Tyler Wilson being gassed. Bases loaded. They're going to move the infield in. They got to cut runs off at the plate. Here is Cespedes. Against a righty. Ground ball to second base. Not being held on, or not holding anybody on, is Jonathan Scope. 2-8. And a 2. Just a bad luck day here for the Orioles. That's a single 1. He cannot make the play. That's going to be a single, and everybody's going to move up a bag. So, with one out, again, they're going to have to play with the infield in here. And let's see, who is at the plate here? This is, it's Verrett. And he would be a number 1 hitting card. They're going to let him swing away here. So, with the way it's going for the Orioles, don't be surprised this comes off the pitcher's card. Here, and this fell off the... So, that is going to be a strikeout. And they batted around a second time in this game. It is 11-4. And here is David Wright, who started the inning with a double. Can he get another one here, maybe? And that is a strikeout, and he is going to be injured on the play. They get 4 runs, and now we've got to check and see how David Wright's going to do here as far as injuries go. 7 means he is going to be out for a game. no limits on him, so they have to make a substitution for him. So Wilson finally gets a mercy killing here. He strikes out the side. So he is, well, the thing is, David Wright's going to be put on the DL regardless. So, all right, now I've got to figure out what my plan is here, because you've got we're going to have to make a substitution that is a player that needed rest, but that's what you have to do when you have an injured player. Then you don't. That's all the depth that you have. So what we're going to do is we're going to move. Actually, I need to put. There's going to be a point where I take Wright out because he was injured for much longer than the game will really, I think. I mean, if I rolled a 20 there, that probably would have simulated it correctly. But, so it's going to be Neil Walker coming in here in, actually, yeah, they'll do that. He's going to play at second base in the sixth, no, that's the fifth inning, isn't it? Still the fifth. He is a 12 runner. Flores will move to third base. So I'm going to need to do a couple of so this is going to be 4E23 third and 3E11, and we're all set now. Okay. Again, super advanced. Gotta love it sometimes. It makes you do a bunch of changes that you never would have done otherwise, I think. So, 11-4, Mets bludgeoning the Orioles, and it's Kim, and he will... this will be a play for Wilmer Flores' first action here at third base, 4E23. And that is going to be a single. And let's double check. A 9-23, no error. Single for Kim. Manny Machado. And Verrett is a 1, so that'd be a 6-12 would be the magic roll. Ground ball to short. Let's see. They would not be holding Kim on, so 3E8 at short. That's Cabrera. 3-10. G2. So, and then a 13 on the E8 is no problem. That'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice. 1 out. Just Mark Trumbo against a righty. That's going to be a potential single. Ballpark correction factor 1-9, but that is a line out to short, as it always is with those open triangles. So Chris Davis with 2 outs. Strikes out. So we will go to the 6th inning. Yeah. Ryan likes the fact he called Wright's injury. Well, if only it had been more of one, I think it would have Whoa. Hold on a second. I think I just realized I had a 1 on the D20, so all bets are off here for a second. Let's finish this the right way. Let me get this back out here. Wild pitch 1 to 9. No wild pitch, but we re-roll Davis. So let's just double check here and be sure. 2-8, still a strikeout. So that's a good thing with Chris Davis. Well, it's not good if you're an Orioles fan, but it's pretty consistent. He either strikes out or he bombs them. So just wanted to make sure we didn't shortchange them Orioles fans. They deserve every chance of coming back, even though the likelihood keeps getting less and less. So we are in the top of the 6th. It is 11-4, and I got to keep going here with Diaza. So I'm going to let Tyler Wilson dig his own grave here to an extent. He gave up 4, so he did not reach his point of being. That's a strikeout. Point of being of not having his stuff. Plawecki. And a 3-9 is a ground ball right back to Wilson. And here's Eric Campbell, struck out in his first at bat. He came on for in a double switch for Lucas Duda against a righty. That'll be a ground ball to J.J. Hardy. 2-8, and that is going to be the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors. And they will move to the bottom of the 6th, and Verrett will go into his 3rd inning of work. Adam Jones, he is 0 for 1, and he will remain that way. That is a strikeout. 1 away. Matt Wieters homered his last time up. And against a lefty is a ground ball to second base. So not so. Walker makes a play there. Not so productive with that at bat, Wieters. Scope. And that's a pop out to short, and they will stick with Wilson here. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to go to the 7th. You know what? I don't know as we can stick with Wilson at this point. He pitched around. I think that's probably the edge of his. Like if I go into Strat and enter this in Strat PC, it's going to show me that he probably was overused for this game. So let's take a little look here and see. Let's go with TJ McFarland, lefty. Let's see, it's going to be Diaza. Or wait, no, it's going to be Granderson. So that's probably a good switch anyway. You get McFarland against a lefty. Wilson went 2 innings, only 2 innings, even though he faced, 13 batters? That can't be right. What did I miss up? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 26, it should be 27. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Oh, that's why. 36. Duh. 23 and 13 is 36, not 26. It's been a long day. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Basic math is not my friend at this point of the day. And McFarland. Where are you, TJ? There you are. You are down there, and you are a 6, so a 6-7 will mean he gets bamboozled. All right. And he is... They're going to give Wieters the rest of the day off here. They're bringing Caleb Joseph to finish out this game, so that way they can put McFarland in the 7 spot. So it's going to be... this is what, the 7th inning? Yeah. So let's cross out old Mr. Wieters, and let's go 2 + 1 E4. 4 and 1 passed ball, and that makes McFarland a 0 actually. So there we go. Caleb Joseph will lead off the bottom of the 7th for them, and all right, so McFarland, as long as he doesn't throw a 6-7 here to Granderson right off the bat, that would be kind of nice, but let's see. If he does, he does. And against a lefty, that'll be a ground ball to second. That's Scope. And Scope 2E8, and it looks to me like he will probably make the play. I got to double check that. Yep, that is fine. Good play by Scope. That's 1 out. Wilmer Flores, who is now playing at third base in the game. And that is going to be a pop out to Scope. Scope busy here in the 7th. And we're 1 out away from the stretch. Here is Cabrera. Wait. Did I just... oh boy, let me look. Did I... Scope 2E8, and it looks to... I think I just missed something here. Hold on. It's actually a pop out to shortstop. Is that what I... No. See, it needs to be... This. I look from the right side there. Getting a little used to looking from that right side of the card. So that's a 4-5 against... So he's a switch hitter against a righty 4-5. Ground ball to shortstop. That'll be it for the Mets. They've... the Orioles bullpen has put down, what, 8 in a row, it looks like. Something like that. And so, take me out to the ball game, guys. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and some Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, you know. All right, so let's get Verrett out of there. He's done about all he's going to do. 3 innings is probably his, kind of reaching his limit. And so we're going to go with Antonio Bastardo, former Philly. Verrett went 3 innings. He faced 13. So he went 3 innings and faced 13 batters. Tyler Wilson faced 13 batters and only 2 innings. So you can kind of see what sort of ineffectiveness you got there from Wilson if you're an Orioles fan. And here's Bastardo, who is actually he went to the Pirates, so he's a 1 injury guy. So, and we will just go ahead and let him. We're not going to worry about double switching at this point. We'll just use him for an inning and then bring in another relief pitcher. Caleb Joseph, in his first plate appearance of the evening in a leaning die. We'll re-roll that one for 10 against a righty. Fly ball to center field. 1 out. J.J. Hardy. Forgot we got to make sure we're looking from the left-hand side of the card, and that's going to be a double for Hardy. His second hit of the game, his second double in all actuality. So let's see. So runner at second. They will stick with Hyun-Soo Kim. Not the greatest of matchups here, but 18 on the D20. So against a lefty, 4-3 fly ball to right field. 3-0 for Granderson. 3-3. That's going to be a hit, I would say. That will be a double. That's going to score Hardy. And an E0 means no error, but that's going to get another run. 11-5. Machado. So here's Machado against Bastardo. Against a righty. Strikes him out. And with 2 outs, Mark Trumbo to the plate. Dangerous hitter. Against a righty. Another 6-5, another strikeout. And that will be all for... They do get 1 run on 2 hits. So that'll be it for Bastardo, by the way. I already did mention that. Here is McFarland. Back out for his second inning of work here. Top of the 8th. Again, 11-5. Cespedes against McFarland. Again, we have a lefty on the mound here. And that'll be a ground ball short. 1 out. They will pinch hit for Bastardo with... go with Juan Lagares. Against a righty, that's a fly ball to right field. It'll be caught by Trumbo. It's 2 outs, Neil Walker. It's a ground ball to short, and J.J. Hardy able to put that away, and that will be it for the top of the 8th. No runs. The pitcher spot will... They'll just keep it there. So they will be going... Let's see, who do the Mets... We'll go with Addison Reed here. May have Reed pitch 2 innings, we'll see. Depends on how quickly he gets through the first one. And Reed, is he a 0? He is. Okay, so he will hit there. P4. Okay, so Chris Davis leads off against Reed. Bottom of the 8th, 11-5. And he's hit by pitch. Adam Jones. Can they get a rally going here? Against a righty, 4-8 strikes him out. Pitcher spot, that will be Pedro. Let's see, Pedro Alvarez with a runner on. Try to give it a chance to cut back into this lead some. So here we go. Against Reed, Pedro Alvarez. .38. That's a fly ball to center field. Boy, that's unlucky right there. It was just about a ballpark home run. But it is caught by Cespedes. 2 outs. And it's now Scope. Against a righty, fly ball to right. And that's caught by Granderson. And so they are... Those Orioles are running short on time here. 11-5 going to the 9th. And I think Reed will pitch another inning here. We'll see. And they used McFarland up. Orioles will go with... Day maybe? Who pitched? So this is the 15th. We can go with Brad Brock. Somehow he has yet to pitch in a game, so they're going to use him. Give him a little run out here. Try to get this game done. It's just taking a while. A little bit of a slugfest for a period of time. So here's Brock, righty. It's going to face Diaz at first. Then Plawecki, who's still in the game. And then Eric Campbell. Against the lefty, strikes out. Diaz goes down looking. Plawecki. So righty, there's a walk. Not what the Orioles needed here. Here's Eric Campbell. They're not holding Plawecki on. That's righty. That's a shortstop X. This will be J.J. Hardy. With a righty at the plate, it'll be a 2E8. And that is going to be a ground ball double play to end the inning. So no runs there. No hits. And nobody left on. They're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. Orioles need 6 to tie, 7 to win. And it's going to be Caleb Joseph getting his second at bat. He'll lead off against Addison Reed. Against the righty, that's a fly ball to left field. And under that one is Diaz for the first out. J.J. Hardy, he has 2 doubles, 2 for 4. And but he strikes out there. He's now 2 for 5. And last out, Hyun-Soo Kim. He is 3 for 4, but on this day, the pitching did not come through. And so that will be a walk. Not over yet. Manny Machado. This will probably be Reed's last batter, as he has kind of reached the edge of his limits here. 4-11, strikes him out. That'll be the ball game. Not the most nail-biting game of the year here, but you can't have all of them like that. And actually, we've had a couple here in a row. So the best way to look at that, at least as far as I'm concerned, is that we have some better games coming up down the road. I thought this game would be relatively close, but the Mets got some really good rolls there early on. By all, in all fairness, should have knocked Mike Wright out of the game much earlier than they did, but he kind of patched things up a bit, and he only gave up the 7 runs. But then it was Tyler Wilson who made a mockery of the 5th inning. In all reality, again, it was sort of the Mets just getting some more timely hitting. They found their groove there, and they just scored in bunches here. So 7 in the first, 4 in the 5th, and then the Orioles just didn't have enough to match up. So that's the way it goes. Sometimes your pitching doesn't show up, and sometimes you just face a team that's hot, and I think the Mets got hot in this game. So just spending a little bit of time here cleaning up my pile. This is kind of what I end up doing at the end of the game. I just take my starting rotation. These are the cards that are unused at the moment. Chris Tillman is injured, so it's actually going to be Vance Worley in the final game of the series for the Orioles. But I take the rotation, I put the starting pitcher that was most recent and put him at the bottom of the pile. Then I take the relief pitchers and put them there, and then the position players right there. And so when I make wholesale changes to the rosters, it's usually after a series is over. Now with Matt Harvey out, I'm going to have to make a switch as far as I'm going to have to bring in another starting pitcher. Might actually hold Verrett back and have him start, but we also have some other potential starting pitchers here for the Mets. Let's see. Just want to look and see who would have been the first one to be used for the Mets. It could be Seth Lugo. It could be Robert Gesellman. Let's see, who else is... are there any other starters? So, I mean, it's either those two guys, Lugo or Gesellman, or we use Verrett. Because he does have a starter's rating. Where is he located? I guess because I had him as a long relief pitcher that he's not listed under the starters. But he does have a starter rating. So just have to decide if I'm going to bring up a relief pitcher in his place, in Harvey's place. Wright's injured for 1 game, so at least for now, he'll stay, and they'll just go with 11 players on the bench. So as far as 11 position players, right? No, 12. You have 12 pitching. Yeah, we have 12 pitchers normally, 7 relievers and 5 starters, and then 13 position players. They'll go with 12 until Wright is healthy. So anyway, I'm going to close up shop. Have a question. How come Strat doesn't have every baseball year available like other companies? Well, the market probably isn't quite there, one. Plus, I feel like in their minds, how do I want to put it? I think a lot of those years are there if you want to use the PC game, but for cards and dice, I think that their way of producing things, like they are not going to send you out a PDF of all of their cards. So I just think from their, I mean, I don't want to speak for them too much because I don't know their point of view on things, but my guess is that they feel like their model is to produce the cards and dice, and that's kind of their thing. They like to be able to sell the whole stack of cards. They'll also put that in the PC game, and they can sell that as well as sort of a package deal. And I guess other companies definitely have ways you can just print games out. I mean, History Maker Baseball, they definitely do that. So print a season cards, and that's something I am going to start up here one of these days. I just have to continue to do my research on how to get that started. I want to try and get my act together. The teams that I've chosen, there are a couple teams that were randomly selected that are in this league, so I can use that data for, it's not really data, but that research to help inform my decisions about the History Maker game. But I just want to, and part of me, here's the deal, part of me wants to do it, and then the other part of me knows that since I did this season not that long ago, I want to say I'm burned out on doing it in a way. It's like, I don't want to, it's something I can only handle in spurts. If I do it for more than like an hour, it just starts making me feel like I'm never going to get done with it. So I just have to sort of like do it in little batches. And so getting close, but that's basically my issue. So I'm going to get things turned off here. I got to go put my kids to bed. So thanks for watching, everybody. I am going to sign off. Strat on. Have a great day. The Mets win 11-5. They beat the Orioles. Both teams are now 2-3 in